everybody has said, so we appreciate that. My question for you is, I know it's hard to absorb. You got knocked down 3 times, you got stopped, you lost your title, but in the long run, do you think that this kind of experience against that kind of fighter, this kind of atmosphere, ultimately, because you're still a pretty young guy, only 28 years old, will make you a better fighter down the road?
Yeah, 100%. I think it'll make me a better fighter. You know, obviously, I say I want to keep getting better and better and keep boxing high-level fighters. And you know, there's a lot of them, you know, across the world in the light middleweight division. But Canelo is the #1. You know, he made 154, so he's the #1 in the division. So, you know, all the ones below that, you know, I'd like to get a win and get back at them. We don't, you know, you don't think Canelo's going to defend that title at 154. He's probably going to move up now anyway. So, you know, obviously, Frank can get me a win and then see where we can go from there. Then, but you know, obviously, I'm gonna learn from this whole experience. You know, all this media this week has been great for me. You know, I think you all noticed it. You know, the media never got to me. You know, even though I lost the fight, it was nothing to do with the occasion. It was Canelo Alvarez and that's it. It was nothing to do with the cards. It was nothing to do with all the media. It was just, you know, me and Canelo was better than me tonight.
Bobby in the hotel last night. I have one other question for you. When you got cut and you couldn't spar after August 12th, how did, and maybe Joe or Frank can address this also, how do you go about knowing that you can't spar, which is obviously a significant part at that moment in time leading up to the fight? What else were you doing to make sure that you were prepared if you can't spar with anybody?
You know, I got cut. It wasn't really, you know, it wasn't a nasty cut. You know, it was a cut, and I said to you all week, you know, I'm a tough person, and you know, that cut that small was never going to put me out of a fight that I've wanted for so long. You know, I want to step up. I want to try and test myself against the best. And the little Nick, you know, 4.5 weeks out from the fight was never going to put me out. And you know, I went to the football match with Frank, and he asked me, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "No, I'll be fine." And obviously, Joe was asking the same questions in training. So, you know, we tried our best to work around it. I think I was in pretty good shape considering, you know, I haven't sparred since August 12th.
You know, I just want to note, Dan, I just want to note that they notified us and you know, they said, look, it's like a scratch. But, you know, he passed all the exams with the doctors, and they did a physical and they looked at him and there was no issues whatsoever with the cut.
At the end of the day, it was Liam's decision. Joe and I spoke to him separately, and he was determined he wanted to fight, so he got pulled me out this fight for wanting. And listen, benefit of hindsight,
The cuts weren't a problem.
we're not sorry, that's not to take anything away from Canelo. He's an elite fighter, and it's a great experience for him. And from this fight, he can only get better. As you said, he's a young guy, and one thing's for sure, he's got a big heart.
Warren, Andy, everybody at Frank Warren Promotions, professionals, great to work with, and they helped us with this incredible event. So thank you guys very much.
Download the Behind the Gloves app. It's free, and it features really cool stuff like a fight calendar that reminds you of all the upcoming fights, and it allows for you to, with one click, to remind yourself directly to your phone. And it also features 24/7 breaking news that's going on in boxing. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that and subscribe to this channel.